everybody, it's me Kenya and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about housing discrimination in real estate. So if you are a tenant, a prospective tenant, and you feel like you have been discriminated against, I've definitely experienced that just as a renter. And I got a comment under one of my videos and I want to read it to you and let you know what to do in case you do experience discrimination, you know. So someone wrote under one of my videos, like I just said, the thing here is, me as a landlord would never rent to or hire a black woman or any woman to help me. Your kind is so dumb and can't do anything right. It's so much fun to block you black women from my real estate circle, as you black women are loud, difficult, and just dumb business wise. And anyone that hires a black woman or rents to a black woman is a fool. Damn Section 8 scum with your loud and badass kids. So if you are in any minority group, this affects you. If you are not white, this affects you. And even if you are Middle Eastern, I mean, you're considered white because there are no other choices to put you in, but you just don't have white privilege. This affects you too, trust me. As a real estate agent, I've heard all types of stuff about different groups of people. And as a real estate agent, it is your responsibility as a human being and as a moral person not to work with landlords who are willing to discriminate against certain people and talk crap about those people in your presence. I mean, I would just suggest that you just not even go there, because if you as a real estate agent are accused or, you know, seen as someone who is discriminated against someone, you will lose your real estate license. And I mean, it just won't be worth it, put it like that. So I'm gonna say this, there's so many stereotypes about black women in general, which aren't really true. I know more good black women that have great careers and who are, you know, well spoken and driven and don't have a lot of kids than I do that fit the stereotype. And being a black person, all you black people, we all know, all you out there, you know that if you embarrass your mother in public, you out in the streets acting a fool, you gonna get it. You are going to get it. So the whole bad kid thing, like, we just gonna bypass that. But anyway, I have my Essentials of New Jersey Real Estate book right here. This is the book that I studied for to get my real estate license. And chapter 4. So if you are a real estate agent and you want to fact check what I'm going to say and you still have your book, you can go to chapter 4. Now this is New Jersey real estate. I'm not sure about how any other state does it or if it's similar, but there are fair housing laws. There's equal opportunity in housing. And if anyone discriminates against you, I'm going to just read you the comment that I wrote back to this person. They probably not even in real estate. They probably somewhere in a double wide trailer sitting in their underwear right now, trolling the net. But anyway, I wrote, this is an example of sexism, racism, and discrimination. If you ever feel like a real estate firm or landlord has discriminated against you, please report them to the Real Estate Commission and also contact a civil rights attorney. Lawyers will represent you pro bono for cases like these. And understand that no one can block my blessings, not you or anyone else. So if you suspect anybody to discriminate against you, a landlord, a real estate agent, a broker, or anything, or if you just are black and you feel like a real estate firm just doesn't want to hire you because you are black or you are Mexican or you are from Pakistan, you report them to the Real Estate Commission. You also contact, there is a Civil Rights Act of 1866. And this law, an outgrowth of the 14th Amendment, prohibits any type of discrimination based on race and color. All citizens of the United States shall have the same right in every state and territory as enjoyed by white citizens, therefore to inherit, purchase, lease, sell, hold, and convey real and personal property. So research the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Contact a civil rights lawyer, you know. A lot of the times these lawyers will probably take your case on pro bono just because. And then there's also the Federal Fair Housing Act of 1968. And this law provides that it's unlawful to discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, or national origin when selling or leasing residential property. So I want you to find on your own the Federal Fair Housing Act of 1968. I just don't want to read you things that you can basically find on your own. And when I tell you, you write a letter to the Real Estate Commission. So you CC the senators in your state, the governor, the city councilmen and women, the mayor. You CC, if you live in Jersey, we have Channel 12 News. It's like our local news. In New York City too, Channel 12. You CC everybody and their mama. I'm talking about Al Sharpton, Louis Farrakhan, if you want to just go all the way there. You CC everybody, your local newspapers, the newspaper in your state. We have the Star Ledger here. And then we also have like local newspapers. Each town has their own local newspaper. You don't let people get away with discriminating against you. And people literally discriminate. And the fact that this person was bold enough to write this comment that we don't rent to black people and black women are dumb. This person is obviously a sexist. They said any woman. And then they emphasized black women. And it's fun to block you out of my real estate circle. And it's like, I don't want to be a part of your circle. Why would I want to be a part of your circle if you're going to be racist? I don't want to be in your circle. Anyway, you're doing me a favor. Block me so I don't have to work with people like you. But that comment just goes to show there is definitely discrimination when it comes to real estate, when it comes to renting to people. Also, before I get out of here, let me just tell you this one thing. In New Jersey, I know the rental of rooms of units is exempted in an owner-occupied 1 to 4 family dwelling. Right? And also, and that means that if I am an owner, I can own, and I own a property that is between 1 and 4 families, and I live on that property, I have to live on that property. I can discriminate. I can say, you know what? I only want women living here. You know what? I only want people that went to Rutgers University living in this house. I can discriminate and I can put whoever I want. But it has to be between 1 and 4 dwelling units. And you have to live there. Anything over 4 units or 4 apartments, you cannot discriminate. And if you own a property that's between 1 and 4 family, like house or dwelling or however you want to call it, and you don't live on that property, you cannot discriminate against anybody. Dwelling units owned by religious organizations may be restricted to people of the same religion if membership in the organization is not restricted on the basis of race, color, national origin, handicap, or familial status. Especially like, you know, like places like convents where nuns live. I mean, you're not going to have 9 nuns living there. So yeah, that is just my little tea on housing discrimination. And I also want to bring up, back in the 70s, Donald Trump's father was accused of discriminating against blacks and Latinos. So the FBI has released nearly 400 pages of records on an investigation the Bureau conducted in the 1970s into alleged racial discrimination into the rental of apartments from President Donald Trump's real estate company. Okay? Did you hear me? The files detail dozens of interviews the Bureau conducted with Trump's building tenants, management, and employees, seeking indications that minority tenants were steered away from housing complexes. Most of those interviews said that they were not aware of any discrimination. However, some of the records recount the stories of black rental applicants who said that they were told no apartments were available, while whites sent to check on the same apartments were offered leases. The records posted on the FBI's Freedom of Information Act website include a 1974 interview with a former doorman at a Trump building in Brooklyn. A supervisor told me that if a black person came to 26050 Ocean Parkway and inquired about an apartment for rent, and he, that is, Redicated, was not there at the time, that I should tell them that the rent was twice as much as it really was in order that he could not afford the apartment, the ex-doorman said. So they would be like quoting double prices to steer people away from renting at the apartments. In October 1973, the Civil Rights Division filed a lawsuit against the Trump management company, Donald Trump and his father Fred Trump, alleging that African Americans and Puerto Ricans were systematically excluded from apartments. The Trump responded with a $100 million countersuit accusing the government of defamation. Donald Trump denied any racial discrimination, but said his managers tried to weed out certain kinds of tenants. What we didn't do was rent to welfare cases, white or black, Trump wrote in a 1987 book, and that's still illegal. You can't discriminate against people because of their income level. That's illegal. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on housing discrimination, and that it really does exist. I mean, I have been discriminated against before, and I'm sorry to say it, being a black person, I don't care, it doesn't matter how polished you are, how many degrees you have, how well spoken you are. People want to discriminate against you, they are. And I know this to be a fact because I've been asked before, like, what type of black people are they? Are they, you know, I've been asked questions about black tenants that I've rented to, and it wasn't like an outright, question of like, are they on, welfare benefits? Do they look like, upstanding citizens? Like, they just hinted to, what kind of black people are they? Like, are they professionals? Like, are they? But it's like, as long as people have pay stubs and they can pay the rent and their credit score is high and they don't have any outstanding evictions and they haven't been in jail, I don't understand what the problem is. So I'm just going to end this video on that note.